And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
And yes, I am muted. Thank you. Another real estate deal. But anyways, thanks for coming to Giant Sports Talk Live here. Special edition. Breaking news. Giants signed Harrison Bader, 2-year deal. With the incentives, it could get up to $21.5 million. So there you go. And yes, as Fuji rightfully noted with a super chat, $2. Thanks, Fuji. It is not another real estate deal. There you go. How about that? Thanks, Vintage. Hey, we got a guy coming in from Nashville. First time catching you all live. Hello from Nashville. What is up, Ernie? Welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live, where if you like to hear Giants baseball talk, and hey, we talk about other teams as well, but mostly focused on the Giants. So, hey, appreciate you hanging out all the way from Nashville. That's awesome, dude. How is it in Nashville? You get caught up in all that. All that snow. Hold on one second. I got to send an email. I thought I sent it to. Hold on one second. I think I forgot to send Lou the link. Lou will be joining us here shortly. But what do you guys think, guys? Not too bad, huh? The defense, outfield defense, is now better. There is no doubt about it. It is better. And that's key for the Giants, right? The Giants need better defense, specifically out in the outfield, right? Dallas says better than nothing. Oh my gosh. What else we got in here? Cool, like the move. Grindy player, says Harris. Yeah, you know, right? Ocean, nice little piece. Yeah, I agree. 100% agree. This deal is not a bad deal. Right? Come on. Harris says Seyfried is young. Right? I think we could all. Oh, I see you, Don. Let me star that. And I'm gonna get to that here shortly. But I think what it does is it improves the outfield, because I think we're going to see Jung-Hoo Lee move to right field. Harrison Bader could be out there in center, and we're taking care of business. And there he is. What's up, Lou? Man, I freaking totally forgot to email it, man. I thought I emailed it and I forgot. My bad. But
no problem.
So what did you think? Harrison Bader, outfield's defense is better. The lineup is lengthened a little bit because he's a decent bat. He's not bad, but I think it's an improvement over what the Giants had in the outfield.
Yeah, Eric, I think the key is, which Harrison are we going to get?
Yeah, that's fair.
The guy from 3 years ago, where if you remember, the Giants were thinking about trading for him at the break, or are they going to get the guy? And by the way, you specifically talk about something. The defense completely has now gone from about a 6 to about a 7.5. He's that good of a defense. And the other thing, too, and I know we'll talk about, is now Lee is going to right field.
Yes.
Another big improvement.
Yes.
So I think it's big. The only thing I don't like is, and again, this is sort of the Giants' trademark, he's coming off an injury. I don't know if people remember during the playoffs, he got injured the first game.
Yeah,
a groin, which is sort of a Giants mentality where, we're getting guys now. Also, it's only 2 years, 20 million. 10 million for an outfielder these days is nothing.
Bargain. That's a bargain, right?
A bargain. So you're taking a chance where you're hoping, you're going to be able to get the best of him. The other thing too is I don't know if there's an opt-out after one, because I only saw 2 years, 20 million. But if there is, you know what? In year 2, if he has a good year or an above average year, it's a bargain. If not, he could walk, and that's fine. Yeah. But most importantly is all we've asked is for them to actually either take care of the pitching staff or take care of the hitting or take care of defensively. I think here you take care of your defense. And as I said a couple of weeks ago, when Tom Glavine spoke, he said the most important positions were the catcher, defensively, second shortstop, and the center fielder. And if you can do that,
backbone.
That's the backbone. And now that at least they've done one of the 3 aspects that we've been begging for, and I think, this is still a good move. It's only 10 million, guys. People realize, oh, yeah, Lou, it's 10 million. Okay. Do you guys remember what we signed Yaz for last year?
Yeah, 9.
Basically, 8.6.
Yeah.
So for a year, a million more, you're getting a center fielder, not a right fielder, which is more important, and you're getting a better hitter. So why not? I think it's a good move. I'm satisfied. I mean, we wouldn't be doing the show if we weren't. So I think it's a big key.
Right?
Big key.
This is one of the few shows that we've had in this off season so far, Lou, where we could come on here and say, you know what? It's a pretty good move. I like it. I'm okay with it. Again, it goes along with the mantra, right? Pitching and defense. Now, I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. What the hell? Freaking Don, he already threw it out there. So I'm gonna talk about what he said. He goes, add a second baseman and sign Framber, and this offseason is saved. And I would 100% agree with that, man. Because in all intents, we talked about this in the last show, Lou. Remember, we said it seems like the Giants are having reservations about who they want at second base currently in house, because they've Nico Horner, Donovan tried to trade for CJ Abrams, right? Now they're talking, and Baggerly talked about Luis Arias. He would be playing second base. So the Giants are trying to do something here, and look, hey, I'm okay. I'm okay if they're doing that. But I tell you what, man, Lou, if somehow in some way they're able to ink Framber, whether it's a short-term high AAV or whatever, that's an offseason, Lou, right? Webb, Framber, and Ray. That's a pretty damn good top 3 now.
Eric, do you know what that does to our starting pitching? And I know the chat might not like it, but Framberg would be our ace. We would then have the best number 2 pitcher in all of baseball.
Yes.
With Webb. And here's the other thing. You go lefty, righty, lefty. If the Giants can somehow get in the playoffs, now we have an opportunity and a chance. And really that's all we want as fans. Just give us an opportunity to get to the playoffs. But if you can have the 3-headed monster, the other thing too is imagine those 3 against the Dodgers, any series. The Dodgers eat up right-hand pitching.
Yes,
you got 2 lefties that are going to be going against Ohtani, all them. I think that's a big key. And, overall, I think last year with the Giants, we really thought, the pitching was bad. The only thing, again, against Harrison is, if you go back, and again, 2023, he only played 98 games. 2022, 86. So he's been coming off, you're going to show, he's been coming off injuries. But if we can get on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 7 or an 8, it might be one of the best moves of the free agents for the money, what you're getting.
For the value.
I think for the value. Yeah, correct. And again, the Giants, hey, we know they're not going to spend money like on Tucker. And, that's fine. But at least they're making an attempt, baby steps that could lead to much better. Because now our outfield, which was, scale 1 to 10 was about a 4.5 at times. It was sort of scary to watch. We're now above average. And above average probably equals 3 to 5 more wins. And, when the Giants now, around that area, hopefully that could work. But I think it's, hey, again, we're talking about it for a reason. We're just not talking about it. And we actually did something, instead of us at the coffee table or at the, as Glenn would say, we're at the bowl. We've actually done something. Go ahead. And you know what? Maybe this, as you always said, Eric, when we least expect it, Buster now has done something. Obviously, this has been in the works because, we've spoken about it on the air. But, maybe this could lead to one other move. And then we're just one step closer and one step being better, competitive.
100%. Ibrahim, he chimes in. Framber changes the whole rotation, get him for a long-term deal, and you have Ray replacement. Ray is gone after this year. And that's something I've been saying because Ray is probably going to walk after this year, right? And then at least for this year, you got to, as you said too, right? You got to, in a short series, and you got those three pitchers, I like my chances. As long, of course, as the offense is scoring enough runs. But I like how the rotation would be lined up. Man, I tell you, I'm seeing some other people.
And Eric, the other thing, our offense has just gotten better without us really doing it. We're talking about defense, but the offense can be better because you have a guy that can make contact. He occasionally can hit the long ball, and you're going to have guys batting in the order where they should be. That's what happens when you actually get a bat. And then here's this: say they do get Arias. Oh my God! Now our lineup is strengthened, and we haven't gone broke. Spending money on guys. And that's sort of the big key, I think. Hopefully it's not, it's just one step that could be more.
Correct. And to look at, I hate when this damn thing does. Okay, here we go. You're talking about 2023. Yeah, he had a down year. Yeah, batted 232, had a 274 on base. He was battling some injuries, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in 2023. The end of 2024, or I should say the end of 2025, that's when he pulled the groin, and that kind of that really ruined it for the Phillies because he was kind of like their lightning, or I should say their spark plug for the Phillies offense. And when he wasn't in there, I know he came in towards the end as a pinch hitter, but he kind of helped the Phillies get that lineup moving. 2024, he had an year with the Yankees. I think he was hurt. I know he had 243 games. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he was available for the playoffs for that one either. Last year,
and I think the first part of the season he didn't start. He was out like the first 5 weeks,
something like that.
We just need a healthy. We need a healthy
Bader. Last year, look at this. He had 146 games, batted 277, had a 347 on base. That's pretty damn good.
He would lead the Giants in probably 9 out of 10 categories.
Man, where is it? I think he's got some speed to him too, right? How many stolen last year? What did he have last year? 11 stolen bases. So he steals a base here and there. So he has a little bit of a dynamic, and his defense is good. And I think that's probably more than anything, right? Granted, you still got to have a bat, but his defense out in the outfield, because the Giants outfield defense last year was just bad. It was bad. So it's fun to see the Giants go out there and actually improve an area that they needed, specifically with defense. Now, are they done yet? I don't know. I don't know. Lou, they're at, what is that? They're getting close to around $10-15 million left as far as the CBT, right?
Yeah. And what do you think something like Arias would cost?
Not much.
Probably around the same, maybe a little bit less.
Probably around the same. 10 years or 10
then
million.
You get two positions that have been upgraded. You don't have to worry about the second base. And the other thing too is, say they get Arias, you now have capital where you could actually make a trade. With maybe Casey Schmidt. Some of these minor leaguers. Because I think we got to remember the Giants supposedly were at a table trying to get Abrams, right? They said they had this. Correct. Now people could be saying, God, the Giants actually might be serious about a trade. I just think, hopefully this isn't it. But, the key thing is, I don't really care about Arias' defense. I care about how great he is. It's not too often you get a guy that's won 3 batting titles 3 consecutive years with 3 teams. That means he can hit. And that's something that the Giants really lacked last year. I don't know how many times runners in scoring position where we can't have a strikeout or an infield pop-up, and that's what we did. All we're really trying to do is with this move and possibly somebody else trying to get 5 or 6 more wins. I mean, when you remember last year, there were so many games where the bullpen blew a game, and we can't take it for granted. I think Glenn always brings this up. You lose to someone like the White Sox. Oh, but it's middle of the season, we'll make it up. But you know what? By the end, it counts. And the other, they're going to get to know each other. So I thought the big key too. You know what I mean? Get them in now before spring training. So, because again, we talked about nice. The start of the Giants' schedule is going to be tough, and we need to get off on a great start.
Yes, exactly. I saw Armand made a good point. It's like if you do sign Arias, get him hooked up with Ron Washington, make him the special project for Ron Washington and improve his defense, because that's the problem right there, is because Arias' defense isn't it exactly spectacular. Don't get me wrong, his bat is incredible, right? As far as contact is concerned. It's a facet of the game that the Giants have been missing. And let me ask you this, and I'm going to ask the chat this. Lou, if you had the chance to either sign Dom Smith or Luis Arias, who would you go with?
Both guys can hit in the clutch, which I think the Giants are missing, the clutch thing.
Yeah.
To me, I would probably sign Arias because he could play first and second. I'm not sure if Dom can play other positions.
Outfield, I know that.
I'm just trying, in the outfield, it's going to help when you have a defensive center fielder. But to me, I just think Arias has proven himself.
Sure.
Why can't we do both? If we have $10 million, let's spend it wisely. And if we're not going to spend it for a pitcher, that's just me. I mean, I'd rather get a guy that's going to come up, can go 2 for 3 every game, 3 for 5, because I really think the Giants have been sort of missing that guy. Beside a leadoff hitter, a guy that can get you 3 hits. We're shocked when we'll go, oh my God, Casey got 2 hits, and we look and the Giants got 6 hits for the whole game. Because one guy got 1/3 of them. I just think we need a guy that can hit in the clutch.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Again, I'm not saying that's a wrong answer, but Arias has proven himself. He can hit and he can carry a team offensively. Yeah. Now, again, it's sort of like how we have Chapman at third. Hey, his defense always helps us. It's his offense that comes down. You just don't want too many players that are like 50-50. They're going to help defensively, but not offensively. So I think, with Arias, if, Mr. Washington can help him out. Again, last year he played more games at first. Obviously, it's an important position second. But again, right now we're just happy we got a center fielder and we get to move Lee to right. Because again, the other thing too is, as we know at Oracle Park, right field is tough. So hopefully Lee's athleticism, getting to play right from the start, he can get used to it. Right field at Oracle is probably, except for maybe the Green Monster in left, probably one of the hardest outfield positions. And the Giants have been pretty good with right fielders that know the job. So, hopefully Lee can figure it out and, come through. So that's what I think.
Yeah. I agree with that, because again, I don't mean to be repeating ourselves, but the outfield defense last year was just atrocious.
Yep.
It was, man. And unfortunately, I know there's a lot of metrics on Jung-Hoo Lee in center, and I understand it. And he could be better. But Ramos out in left, man, holy moly, man. I've been high on this kid for a long time, and I was disappointed. I mean, his bat was fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Batted 260 something, had 20 home runs. Come on. That's pretty freaking good. Yeah. But the way he played defense and he ran the bases was just like, what is going on here? I don't know if he was just trying to
And Eric, it was more of the
make it
fundamentals.
more complicated. Yeah. That's what it was.
More of the fundamentals that made it really
I wonder
tough.
if it just got in his head. Maybe he was trying to put the team on his back, so to speak, but unfortunately it made him have more mental mistakes. And that's what it was. A lot of that was mental mistakes, not necessarily his physical attributes. Right. So, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. All right. No worries, Lou. I see your message.
I'll be right back. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Lou will be right back with us, guys. He's got to take care of some business. We are in the middle of the day. Ramos just has an arm, but his fielding is so bad. Yeah, that's something he's going to have to work on. There's no doubt about it. And I don't think it's anything that can't be rectified. Right? Giants fan, Matos is gone. Yeah, maybe. That's a great observation, Giants fan, because I think that is in play. There's no doubt about it, because where else are you going to put him? I got a feeling that Gilbert is probably going to be on the bench, right? Late game defensive replacement. Maybe you put him out in right field when it gets close to the end of the game, because he's got better defense than Jung-Hoo Lee. That's a possibility, right? Make Ramos the DHC. The problem is Eldridge, again, and I think Dallas, he hits on it. If he makes the team, his primary position is going to be DH with an occasional spell of Devers at first base. So I don't know. Then you're asking more questions than answers, Moog, with that one. Wolf Mask says, good player. Really doesn't move the needle, but like him as a player. Yeah, yeah, I think you sum it up nicely, right? He's not a superstar, but it's a solid signing. No doubt about it. All right. No doubt about it. It makes the team better. And at this point in the offseason, I want the team to be better, right? Encarnacion might be gone too. He might be on the bench too. It makes me wonder how this bench is going to look right now. Currently, right? Going to have probably Daniel Susak as your catcher, Gilbert as your fourth outfielder, Koss as your middle infielder, and that leaves one more, because I think the Giants run with a four-man bench, right? Don't they run with a four-man bench? Leaves one more position. Maybe that's Encarnacion, right? Maybe. That's possible. Because I think they like to go with a deeper bullpen. What is that? I think with their bullpen, they run with 8 rather than 7, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if that's the same they're going to do this year. Maybe Vitello wants 5 guys on the bench rather than a deeper bullpen. But we're going to have to. We'll find out soon enough, guys. We probably won't know that till later in the spring training, getting closer to the start of the season, I would think. Derek, what's up? Says Lee moving to right field, and if he doesn't step up, mostly gone next year. Well, right? If you think about it, he's got 2 more years left on his contract before he has the opt-out. He's a Scott Boras client, so he's probably going to opt out after 2027. Right? Yep. Well, I'm not missing him, because I got right now Schmidt is going to be your second baseman. Fitzgerald, I've seen enough. Sorry. Might be a little bit harsh, but my God, he could stay, and he's a little bit longer in the tooth too. He had that one good month of a season, right? But after that, man, that guy, he was striking out all over the place. And don't get me wrong, he's got the dynamism of speed, but my God, you got to get on. You got to get on. Rosemont, am I doing a show later? Absolutely. Absolutely. We will still be back on here at 8:00 tonight and, have our normal Giant Sports Talk Live. Absolutely, Rosemont. Get back to school, Rosemont. Don't be watching me. Get back to school. Come on, man. Ibrahim chimes in again. Tell me this fan base isn't dying for a winner. 100%. We're more jacked for Bader since it's an actual decent move than LA got for Tucker. Come on, Johnson. Give us what we want. Yes. Yes. Dallas makes a good point. At this point, he's not opting out. So he'll be here a while. We can hope that he plays well enough to opt out, but he's got a pretty good deal. It would take a lot to exceed that value. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I hear what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. He could very well opt in, and okay. It is what it is. But just knowing Scott Boras, he loves his guys to opt out, man. If they can opt out, he'll have them opt out. So unless the Giants decide to, hey, we want you to stay on a little bit longer, or maybe we'll sign you to a 4-year extension. I don't know. We'll see how that one plays out, Dallas. I'm just taking into consideration who his agent is, and he does like to opt out. Yeah, he's a Boras guy. Yeah. San Jose said we might get Donovan. I don't know about that one. I don't know. Is it? Hold on. What do you got? You got okay, here we go. Oh shit, look at this. This just got posted. I didn't even. Hey guys, this is something I said. I'm not stealing it from anybody. I just looked at Twitter right now to see what Alex was saying. There was really no reason for San Francisco to be that bad defensively in the outfield last season. Both Ramos and Lee pledged to work on it. Bader helps a lot, and Gilbert can now be the late game guy if the others continue to make mistakes. Matos, who is out of options, is the one who will be most impacted. And again, that answers to, I can't remember who said it earlier. Someone mentioned that Matos is probably gone, and you're probably right. You're probably right. Feel bad for the kid. And unfortunately, when he had his opportunity, he really didn't just, as I say, grab the bull by the horns. It just sucked, right? It just sucked. I wanted to see the kid show something, but hey, we'll see. Maybe he has a future with another club somewhere. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. The turnout in San Ramon Fan Fest was nuts. We deserve more than what ownership is giving us. Keep adding. Don, I agree. Come on, right? You know what? Let me see something. Let's see if they've updated this. They may not have updated. I'm talking about COTS. Because usually they got to wait until the deal goes final, right? I don't know if they jumped the gun, so to speak. No, they're still showing them. Oh, well, went too far. Yeah, they're not showing Bader yet. So probably, maybe by tonight. If not, probably in the next couple of days. Yeah, they're not showing it. Bader had a 27% strikeout last year. Hey, how about that? Welcome to the major leagues. Welcome to the major leagues where everybody strikes out. Sucks, man. Freaking sucks. I'm going to see what his career strikeout percentage was. Or is. Strikeout percentage. He has a career 24.4 strikeout. Again, that's over his career. No, it was even worse. Senior. It was 28, almost 28 and a half strikeout percentage last year. Prior to that, 26.4. Wait, hold on. It is 27.1. I'm sorry. I take that back. That was with the Yankees, just with the Phillies. It was 21.7, almost 22. Yeah. What am I talking about? Yeah, 27.1 last year. In 24, it was 21.7. In 23, it was 17. Granted, he didn't play a whole lot of games as well. 2022, he had a 19% strikeout percentage. So, yeah, it's gone up. There's no doubt about it. So we'll see. Come on. Everybody strikes out. That's the problem with the game. And that's why I want to get guys that don't strike out. But that's hard. That's hard. to get a team that doesn't strike out a lot is a pain in the ass, man. Pain in the ass. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I mean, Shohei Ohtani strikes out 30-something%. I think who else was a big guy out there, right? Isn't Shohei right on 30%? Problem is when he does make contact, it's loud. It's loud. But we'll see what happens. I want the Giants to go out there and get an arm, man. Well, yeah, we'll let it slide for Ohtani. But look, I want that arm, man. Come on. The defense, somewhere at the defense. The Giants are trying to improve second base. I said this last night. I'm going to reiterate it. I said it earlier in the stream. The Giants seem to want to upgrade second base. Whether it's Donovan, Nico Horner, CJ Abrams, Luis Arias, all those names have been quote unquote linked to the Giants in one form of fashion. So the Giants want to do something with second base. But man, let's go get that arm. And here's the thing. What's going on with Framber's market? This is something we could talk a little bit more about tonight as well, guys. What's going on with Framber Valdez's market? It doesn't seem like he's being wowed. Otherwise, I think he would have already signed by now. Can the Giants swoop in and take advantage of a lagging market for Framber Valdez? Maybe. Would you guys be okay with a high AAV short-term deal? It seems that's the flavor of the month, so to speak, for this offseason. Granted, some guys have had long, Cease had a long-term. Pete Alonso had a 5-year. Tucker has a 4-year, but there's also some opt-outs in there. Who else am I thinking of? Bichette, another short-term. So what do you guys think? Would you be okay if the Giants signed him to a 3-year deal, maybe $35 million a year, maybe a little bit more, throwing some opt-outs, whatever it may be? What do you think? Oh, don't give me Steve. Please don't even start with that. Please don't start with that, man. I don't want to hear Scherzer. I don't want to hear Scherzer. No. And I saw that news. He says he's willing to join a team later in the season. Okay. Can I ask this? Come on. Is Valdez really a cancer? Right? Is he really a cancer? What's up, D-Shot? It's Kakaduki. It's better. Right? It's not. I don't think it's Kakaduki. Maybe a little flatulence in there, but it's not Kakaduki. Qualifying over age and his cross must be hurting. Personally, I like to have him on the team, but Giants probably won't. All right. Yeah, and that's a great. Exactly. I brought this up. We don't know. Maybe Dusty Baker. Look, Framber Valdez won Dusty Baker a freaking World Series ring, right? But how does he feel about him as a player? I don't know. Right? Buster Posey listened to Bruce Bochy about Tyler Mahle. Maybe he's listening on Dusty Baker about Framber. Does Framber and Dusty Baker have a good relationship? Could he be talking to him? That's a great point. I talked about that in the past too, Dallas. Good point, man. Yeah. Oh, geez. Well, there you go. Kyle Morris. Man, I have not seen you in the chat before. Don't recognize the name. If you have, hey, I'm going to welcome you again. Welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live, where we talk Giants baseball, majority, and then other baseball news as well. He says, I think with how good of a battery Bailey makes a pair, or with the battery, hold on, let me do this. I think with how good of a battery Bailey makes a pair, he'd probably enjoy being a Giant. Yeah. Kyle, I'm with you there, man. Right? Because that's the one thing that Bailey brings, right? Is his catching ability. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how it works out this year with the ABS, but he's still a pretty good catcher as far as framing and throwing out base runners, right? That's key right now, throwing out base runners. He's a sniper. There's no doubt about it. Now, would I like him to be better at receiving the ball during when the ball's put in play at home plate? Yeah, absolutely. Would I like his pass balls to be a little bit better? Yeah. I mean, that's something that you could work on. But yes, dude, come on, man. Come on. You got Bailey. I don't ever hear pitchers talking bad of Bailey when he's behind the plate. So let's go, man. Come on. Come on. Yeah, you usually lurk. All right, that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Could you imagine Ramos and Gilbert platooning in left? Yeah, I could see that. That's what I'm saying. Alex talked about it. I could see him being a late inning defensive replacement. If you've got, say you're up by 2 and you're in the 7th or 8th inning, well, guess what? You might want to put freaking Gilbert out there because he could go out there and he could catch it and he could throw it. So I'm okay with that. You're putting guys in positions where they can succeed. Right? And I said that with Schmidt too. Holy crap. Could you imagine? Look, he plays a decent second base. I wish the range was better, but he's a decent second baseman. But could you imagine him on the bench? He is the prototypical super utility guy. It's the guy that the Giants were talking about Fitzgerald wanting to be. Unfortunately, Fitzgerald's bat just doesn't live up to expectations right now. The only position that Schmidt can't play on the field is the outfield. And of course, catcher. Come on. But he could play third, second, right? Shortstop and first base. Come on. He would be perfect. And if you could get another second baseman, so to speak, right? Whether it's trade or, yeah, it's going to have to be trade. Well, then you make the team better. You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Move Schmidt as your super utility guy, and then you got a second baseman who could go out there and pick it. Come on. Yes, Tom, welcome to the show, man. 100%, right? Solid ball player, good price. Go get an arm. Go get an arm. And he was a close. Well, I don't know if you guys listen. I listened to a little bit of KMBR. When I was driving to American River College this weekend, I got a chance to listen to Bill Lasky on the radio. And they were talking about Birdsong maybe being in the bullpen, maybe even a closer. I don't know. We'll have to see how that one works out. All right. We'll see how that one works out. But hey, maybe Birdsong. Birdsong was fantastic in the bullpen last year in the very beginning of the season. Can he get his powers back as far as throwing strikes? Because, man, his walk rate was atrocious. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We need a bullpen arm, a second starter, and a regular. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Look, I tell you what, if you could get Valdez and you trade for a second baseman, man, if you just get Valdez, the team is going to be better. Now, is it going to be a wild card? I don't know. That bullpen scares me as far as the 9th inning is concerned, Marcus. But if you're able to get Valdez, if Eddie doesn't want to talk about Valdez. How come you don't want to talk about Valdez, Eddie? Okay, tell me. How's he mental? Come on, man. Have you seen his numbers? Come on. And unless you have a working knowledge of who this guy is as a person, you can't come in here and say he's mental. He had a moment, unfortunately, in front of a bunch of cameras where he drilled his catcher, okay? Right? He drilled his catcher. Come on. Are you going to tell me in the history of the game that there hasn't been any type of superstar out there that didn't do anything that was kind of quote unquote unsavory? Come on. Right? Come on. Oh, one of my cats is joining me. Come here. No, doesn't want nothing to do with me. But come on, man. It was one bad moment. I have not seen any other instances of where Valdez has had a moment. Someone wants attention, man. Somebody wants attention. All right. This is the little one, but she's ornery, man. Woo, boy. She's the smallest one out of all of them, but boy, she's the boss. Anyways. Overpay for 1 year of him, says Marcus. Okay. Well, okay, Marcus, are you okay? That's what I'm saying. Are you okay with a short-term deal? High AAV? Are you okay with that? Give him $37 million for 3 years. You could throw in some opt-outs. Right? Why not? Hey, Eddie, Barry Bonds and Jeff Kent damn near came to fisticuffs in the dugout. Would you have any of them on your team? Would you have anyone out? Would you not want any of those guys because they decided to fight in the dugout? How is that different? It's not different. You're endangering your superstars. What happens if someone broke their hand? What if someone broke their jaw? Whatever. Right? No, it's not different. It's not. They're putting themselves into danger as well. It's the game. Look, the game, unfortunately, sometimes it brings out the best and sometimes it brings out the worst in people. It just does. I'm not going to let one moment taint the entire perception of one player, right? Unless they're committing murder or something like that, right? Come on. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to just use that one instant to make my judgment on him. And look, I'm not saying that the Giants are going to go out there and sign. That's not what I'm saying. We just don't know. Just don't know. Yeah, with the money, Aaron. It's not our money, right? That's a fact. It's not our money. Oh, here's Don. Wow, look at that. Okay. Bonds choked Kenton. We went to the World Series. People are too soft. Where Valdez grew up, they would far more than cross up the catcher. Yeah, guys in the Coastal League swing bats at each other. Yeah, I seen that too. Over in the, I think it was somewhere. I don't know if it was Venezuela or Puerto Rico. Yeah, where the guy went swinging at a player with a bat. Yeah, I saw that. Kyle Morris, Framber is elite, plain and simple. Get him. Yes. Yep. What's up, Chardall? The 70s, A's hated each other. Yeah, they did. I remember hearing the stories about that. There you go. There you go. If you have a 3 ERA, you can get away with a lot. If you hit 40 home runs, you could get away with a lot. There you go. Yeah, 100%, right? Dallas. The guy is a fantastic pitcher, man. A 60% career ground ball rate, man. Come on, man. Get it done. Let me take a look at Twitter. What's going on in Twitter? Anything? Oh, my gosh. Giants plan to utilize Harrison Bader primarily in center field. This is coming from John Morrissey. Let's take a look at this one. Jung-Hoo Lee, the Giants' primary center field last year, has yet to play a regular season game in a corner spot. However, Lee was the Kaiwoom Heroes everyday right fielder in 2020. Well, there you go. Something that we've been talking about, right? He's probably going to move to a corner outfielder. I know Marty, he was talking about that quite often, where the Giants are going to probably be moving him to a corner field position. But they got their center fielder, right? They got their center fielder. Sean the Burrito Man. Get Donovan and Framber. Yes. Yes. 100%. 100%. Let me ask you this, Sean. With the proposed deal that they had out there for C.J. Abrams, who had 3 years of control, would you do a variation of that haul that the Giants would give up to get Donovan for 2 years? Correct, Dallas. Yeah, correct. Would you do a variation of that deal that you used to try to get CJ to get Donovan? Exactly. I would not get Marcus 100%. I would not give up Joe Sarr. I think Donovan would be a perfect bridge to Joshua, right? Would you agree? Well, I would give up Johnny Level. I would give up Wisenhunt. I would give up Bo Davidson, right? Would you give up those 3 guys? Again, does it get the deal done? I don't know. I have no idea if that gets the I don't know. Ooh, Joe Sar for I don't know, man. I don't know if I really want to do that. I don't know. Wizenhunt's overrated. That's why you want to try to trade him, Eddie. Ooh, Jimmy Xander. Look at this. He's coming in strong. A cheap move from a penny pitching ownership content with taking our money and fielding a 500 team. Jimmy, look, I tell you what, man, you're not far off. You're not far off. I've been, I don't know if you've been here. Xander, Jimmy, I don't know if you've been hanging out here watching our content for a while, but I've been taking the ownership to task for that very reason, right? That's why I think the Giants should go out there and get Framber. Hey, look, right? Mentioned it many times. The Giants are in a comfortable position to go out there and spend more than what they have. There's no doubt about it, right? Come on, Jimmy. You agree? Giants can do more. They could go out there and sign Framber. The trades are a little bit more difficult for the simple fact that the other team has to agree with the guys that you want to send for whatever player it is. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. With free agency, it's money, right? It's money. And of course, where your team is as far as in winning. But sometimes players, they like that money. There's no doubt about it. So we'll see. Taylor says, hey, Eric, if we don't sign Framber and he's still available this weekend, can you ask Dusty at the SF? Oh, there you go. Dude, that's a great. Someone should have. If anyone is going to the Sacramento Fan Fest, I will not be. If anybody is going to the Sacramento Fan Fest, yeah, Dusty Baker should be there. Someone should ask that question again if Framber hasn't signed anywhere. Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna have to word it in a way to where he kind of answers it. You don't really want to put him on a spot where, yeah, you'd be great. And you know what I'm saying? Just say, how was Framber when you managed the Houston Astros? You know, just to get a little insight on what he thinks about the man. Man. It's not the signing that bothers me. It's what comes next. What's the Giants' next move? Momentum is the greatest ally in leading into the season. You're not wrong. Steven says Donovan for Matos, Wizenhunt, Fitzgerald. I don't think that gets it done, man. You're gonna have to throw in some more young guys in there. All right. You're probably gonna have to have Johnny Level and you're gonna have to have one of these young middle infielders, Johnny Level, Joe Swar, Keelan, Walker Martin. You're gonna have to include one of those guys to get Donovan. You have to. You're not going to be able to look. You're going to have to give up something to get something. You just can't throw and forgive me, I don't mean to use this word in a derogatory, but you can't send trash to go get out some really good talent. You're gonna have to give up somebody if you want Donovan. It's 2 years of control. It's been said that the Cardinals will not move off of him unless they're wowed. What is it going to take to wow the Cardinals in trading Donovan? I don't know. It might involve Joe Swar. I don't want to throw Joe Swar in there, but hey, that may be what it takes. But I got a feeling that there should be a variation in there because again, it's 2 years control versus 3 years. That would have been for CJ Abrams. Really crazy. Yeah, I know, Eddie. I was shocked. That was quite the haul that the Giants. If all the reports are accurate, that was quite the haul for the Nationals for 3 years of control with CJ. So, haven't seen your content, but I enjoy a realistic take. Hey, thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate that. Greg Johnson in ownership putting real estate investment over the field product is frustrating. 100%. I've been saying it, Jimmy. Go take a look at some of our past live streams, and you will see we've been exorcating the organization for that very subject. The Giants, come on, man, right? Jimmy, this is what I've said in the past. The Giants are the 5th richest team. They're in the 9th largest media market in the United States. They are the only team in town. their ballpark is paid off. They're just having to pay some rent. That's it. Come on, man. Right, Jimmy? That's what I'm talking about. Now, they signed Bader today, which is a step in the right direction. Got to do more, though. All right, let's bring Lou back in. Oh, did I bring in the right Lou? Hold on. There he is. Hey, what's up, Lou? You got me? You good? Nope, I think he's lagging out. Hold on. Lou is having some technical difficulties. Once I see him start moving around there in the green room, I'll bring him back in. Looks like he's having some lag issues. That happens. Hype Flicks. Oh, there he is. I think you're moving now. All right, hey, Lou, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're muted right now. Oh. There you are. Cool.
There I am. Hey, sorry about that. Super Bowl weekend. Sometimes I got to do work.
I understand that.
Yeah, we're trying to see who our Hall of Famers are going to be. My boss wanted to know if we wanted Teddy Bruschi as one of our guests.
Teddy Bruschi.
There. Yeah, part of the Desert Swarm. Eric, the one thing about 2026 that I'm really excited about and this group, and I think I speak for the chat, you've completely gone 180. Realistic. You're actually a fan, speaking as a fan, which I think makes the show even better. I think the thing about the thing with the Giants is we're all fans, but one great thing about Giant Sports Talk Live is you can speak from your heart. It's not that you're wrong, but too many times people hold stuff back. So I just want to commend you on that, Eric. I like it. But I think you bring up a great point. This is a great move if they have another move that's going to happen. And like I said earlier, I think doing this before spring training is a big key because you can really work. And then hopefully the other thing, too, we haven't really spoken about is this is a great move. How about get our coaches lined up? With Washington, we're not sure mentally and physically if he can do the job. We still don't have a first or third baseman. It's one of those things. Benji, of course, welcome. Hey, whenever there's a big move, we want to get it to you as soon as possible. But I think you bring up a great point, Eric, is it's a move in the right direction, but we still need something else. If this is all they do, then it sort of ruins the purpose. But, hey, they've at least taken a step defensively, which the Giants are lacking. It's a move in the right direction. And I'd rather they do this than nothing. I think it's
exactly 100%. Hey, Benji, he talks about having lunch. You know what I hear in my ear there, Lou? I hear the mariachi band is warming up.
Yeah, get me excited.
There we go. Tommy's Mexican Restaurant, home of the world famous Tommy Margarita, where even if you're at New York City, you could go find a margarita from Tommy over there. But yeah, they got great food, great atmosphere over there in the Richmond district of San Francisco, guys.
24th and Gary. And of course, Eric, within 6 weeks, we are going to be there, a little meet and greet for our show. On Saturday, March 14th. Very exciting to meet some of the chat. Fun. And again, what's great about that is you can hide behind your name, especially if you go on YouTube where we don't even see your name. We see codes, but you can't go when we go live and we get to meet you. But we're all very excited to meet our people.
Yeah. And then Glenn had said he's going to go live from Tommy's, so that should be a lot of fun. So even if you can't make it there in person, hey, you could join us on that live stream. I think, what is it, from 3 to 7, right there, Lou?
3 to 7, correct.
There you go, man. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah. So much fun. I hope we get the chance to see some of you guys out there. And
there might be a WBC game. I think it's like when the quarterfinals start. So we'll definitely have that on there. And, most importantly, it's just fun. Something to get together before the season starts. That's what it's all about.
Yep. Awesome. But Lou, we're going to be back on a little bit later tonight, right? 8 o'clock, going to do it all over again. Maybe we'll get a little bit more into the Valdez situation. Hey, man.
Unless something happens. Remember, a lot of things happen in threes or twos.
Right.
We'll be breaking live again, too. Yeah.
Don Michio mentioned it. He's like, momentum is key in these situations. So if the Giants can keep adding on, hey, maybe we'll have another breaking news before we even go on at 8 o'clock. That would be something.
Yeah.
Right.
So tonight, 8 o'clock, be there. All three of us will be here.
Yep. All three of us will be here. Absolutely. All right. Any final thoughts, Lou?
It's a step in the right direction. A little baby step, but it's better than what we've been doing. And it makes our job easier when the Giants make a move to make the team better than last year.
Exactly. And I'll recap. The Giants outfield is now better, right? It's better. We could all say it. The lineup has been lengthened a little bit. And it's going to be interesting. This is something we could talk about a little bit later tonight. Where's he going to bat? Is he going to be a leadoff guy? Because
we don't really have.
Which we don't really have. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a great point.
And the other thing, Eric, we now have depth in the outfield. One of the things is we weren't really sure, and again, I don't know with them signing him, who comes off the 40-man roster, because as you remember, there's 23 pitchers. I think it's a step in the right direction. And again, it helps our bench. It helps because, hey, listen, injuries are going to happen. But I think one of the things about the Giants is we were really sort of infield players, very who we had. One injury is going to affect it, but it helps the batting. How about you, Eric? What do you think?
Man, I we'll have to see. I don't know where he was batting in Philly. I'm gonna have to take a look at that to see where he's had the most success and what 1 through 9, where was most of the success. I don't know whether the Giants do that or not. Don Michio says Arias would be a great leadoff guy. There's no doubt about that. I mean, if you do go out there and you sign to him, I mean, that makes the lineup even better. The defense, that's again, I can't remember who said it, but if you put Ron Washington as Arias' special project, maybe you could get something out of him. We'll see. Perfect. All right, let's get out of here, Lou. We'll be back tonight, 8 o'clock. We'll talk about more about this trade, and maybe, hey, who knows? Maybe there's something else going on out there as well.
Chat, thank you for joining us during your lunchtime. Eric, always a pleasure. Glad I could be here.
Absolutely. All right, guys. See you tonight at 8. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.